guys, we're here for the conclusion of our Blue-Green Delver versus Red Splash-Green Trading Post deck.
Yep, nearly mono-red Trading Post.
Nearly mono-red. So, what are your thoughts about the Trading Post deck?
I was pretty happy with it. I thought it was pretty good. Definitely could use a 24th land.
Yeah.
That is one change I would immediately make to the deck to upgrade it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you had not had any mana problems, you would have probably very easily beat me like 5-0. But like having the mana problems in the 3 games that you lost was pretty significant.
Yeah, it was very significant. Yeah, like I felt all 3 games that I lost that if I had had a chance to play out the cards in my hand, like that I would have been able to win. Even if you'll mana leak some, maybe sabotage some of them. But
yeah, I mean, like if I get a big Corian Dryad, like you could still have Tumble Magnet or Thrag Tusk to just buy you just like a ton of time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so the Blue-Green Delver deck, I mean, I've been talking about it for a few weeks, and I think that this is a matchup where Corian Dryad obviously shines.
Yeah.
Because of the removal that, like, is in your deck. Like, you have Galvanic Blast, which is a burn spell. It gets countered by, like, Mutagenic Growth, Misstep, and just by pumping my guy big enough. And then, like, you're not playing, like, Bonfire, so he's not, like, quite as good because you have Whip Flare instead. That way, like, I don't have, like, the extra turn or 2 to grow him.
Right, but I basically have to kill him the turn you play him, or I'm never going to kill him.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's good to note. Other than that, was there anything you would change about your deck other than a land? Like, were there any cards you were happy with or unhappy with, or numbers or anything?
I mean, I was pretty happy with like most of the cards in the deck. I didn't get a chance to play with all of them too much, and like this matchup, like cards like Wormcoil Engine are much worse here than they will be against other decks and stuff.
Sure.
So.
Do you think you'd go back, like, cut down to 2 Worm Coils since you just randomly drew the third one that you didn't even know was in the deck?
Yeah, I think, it just depends on what you expect the metagame to be.
Sure.
Because Wormcoil is, like, exceptional against certain decks. The Naya decks just can never beat Wormcoil Engine, or, Wolf Runs is pretty good there. So, if you're expecting a lot of Delver, though, definitely cut to 2, maybe even 1.
Sure.
And run the second on the board.
Yeah, as far as the blue-green deck is concerned, I mean, I don't think I missed a land drop in any of the games that I played. So maybe I should go back down to 19, but, I mean, I keep playing it on Magic Online, and I keep getting, like, mana screwed with 19 lands, and I add 1 and I draw fine. But I don't know if it's, like, the way I'm shuffling, maybe, or something. But
I mean, you are playing, like, Talrands, too. So, I mean, I think...
Yeah, but I'm also only playing 2 Talrand in the main deck right now. Like,
okay,
maybe if I went back up to 3 Talrand, it would be worth getting, like, flooded sometimes. But, like, Delver's just a deck you just cannot get flooded with. So, I don't know.
Like, you need to draw, like, a critical mass of spells early on to bury your opponent before they can come back.
Yeah, so that's one thing. But other than that, I mean, I like the deck. Steel Sabotage was insane, the game that I drew. And, I don't know, the game where you drew the Whip Flare to kill the Talrand, I think that he would have very easily just, like, won the game by himself had you not drawn the Sweeper.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But that is his vulnerability, is sweepers, right?
Right.
So, I mean, he, like, kind of forces you to just, like, burn your hand to make a bunch of guys and then just, cross your fingers if they don't have Whip Flare, Psych Storm. So, anyway, any closing thoughts on the deck or the matchup?
One thing I want to say is that I think that this shell is very good, like, even without the Trading Post. Like, Trading Post got me some good value here and there, but even just the shell of, like, Metamorphs, Thrag Tusk, Wormcoil Engine seems very backbreaking. Like,
yeah, I mean that's pretty interesting. It's going to be awesome to see if Trading Post is actually relevant after all of the artifacts rotate out of Standard from Scars of Mirrodin block. But I'm not sure if it'll actually be good, but maybe Ravnica will have some cool things, or people will find some hidden gems for Trading Post to
right.
Or maybe just making goats is good enough. Who knows?
I mean, well, Batterskull's rotating out, so you don't have something to slide on that goat, but...
All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, Todd Anderson here alongside
Braun-Duin.
Thanks for watching. See you next week.
See ya.